गुड मॉर्निंग फ्रेंड्स। आप सभी का स्वागत है आपके इस चैनल पे। और आज 3 जनवरी है। आज का हिंदू आर्टिकल हम डिस्कशन करेंगे और आर्टिकल काफ़ी शानदार है। एंड होप यू ऑल गाइज लर्न बेटर थ्रू दिस आर्टिकल एंड put your knowledge through the end. So before the starting of that article, here we discussed word of the word of the day. और आज का word of the day होगा demonetization. एंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ डिमोनेटाइजेशन? डिमोनेटाइजेशन मीन्स नोटबंदी। ओके, आसान भाषा में। और आज का आर्टिकल भी इसी पे है, नोटबंदी पे। एंड व्हाई वी हेयर टू डिस्कस डिमोनेटाइजेशन? बिकॉज yesterday Supreme Court decision on demonetizations come and they favor the demonetization. So what is behind this story we here to discuss. So चलिए शुरू करते हैं। एज यू नो सेशन इज गोइंग, अब सेशन इंग्लिश में चलते हैं। तो सो further we discuss that this article is written in the Hindu newspaper, and it is not an editorial or op-ed page, it's just a headline. So let me discuss today article. So Supreme Court of India yesterday decision took favor in the government by 4-1 voting. It means 5 judges bench of Supreme Court give their decision on demonetization case, which was filed before, and this will favor the government. But why the those cases were filed in Supreme Court after demonetization? There is two ground on which cases will be filed on the Supreme Court. First ground, the marginalized section, common people, uh, Indian citizens have a many obstacle faced our demonetizations were conducted, and on those ground, many activists, many oppositional parties, politicians filed the case on the Supreme Court. Second, so what is the second ground to file the case on Supreme Court? Second ground is to file the case on the Supreme Court is the uh, operational mechanism behind the demonetization process. What it mean? It mean let me discuss in broad way. Under Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, and this will also mentioning why the B.V. Nagaratna, who opposed this legislation, this result, and in 5 judges bench, she is only judge who unfavor that result. Okay, and I think he is the first Chief Justice of India becoming in 2027. So his ideology also favoring. I mean, that's not ideology. What is his viewpoint? So under RBI Act of 1934, under Section 26 and subsection 2, in which the Act says the currency issuing is only done by the Board of Governor. Uh, After the survey conducted on the ground, is it needed or not? Is it the time to reintroduce a new currency? Is it the time of demonetization? So these all places happening and conducted by the Board of the Governor. And on the behalf of Board of Governor, central governments keep exercising for demonetization. What in 2016, 8 no, I think yes, 8 November 2016, when demonetization were conducted, after just an official Central India Gazette were published, there is no conduction in between government or RBI, and this all behind the uh, cartel. So this is the issue under which case were filed in Supreme Court. So what next? in this argument of the Supreme Court result. Argument that okay, fine, the demonetization is a good process for our economy, but issue is that is government not overruled opposition? RBI is is government mm, is government considered due process of law? Is government considered legality process? Is it not wrong to such a big type of decision taken by government arbitrarily use of their power, their authority, without taking into considered all things which must be i- i- needed for how to be done these type of exercises with in this big type in democracy. So, and this is the first argument by BV Nagarathana, who is a Supreme Court women judge. And second argument is this type of decision government can take, but only with parliamentary bill, and those bill must be passed in both houses, like a constitutional bill. Okay. So these 2 points are put by the BV Nagaratna, who's unfavor that bill, and some of the questions also that question which government overrule the opposition party RBI um, uh, process of mechanization conduct this demonetization process. So let me further discuss something that what if as per article what if demonetization is done, what is consequences and what is pros. So let me discuss uh, consequences. So there is many consequences of the demonetization. First, public hurdle. While they demonetization coming into operational, many people queuing on the line waiting for the simple money, and they have to no excess of money how they want. There are long pending sorry long queue in the bank. There is some malpractices happening in the bank, as you know, and I will further discuss this. So, and many consequences like consequences. One of the consequences is a light group, which is the targeted group of the government through which a demonetization process we have to take in their currency swap, and we have to contain black currency, black currency. But what when this demonetization were in process, channelization process in between the bank and those allied persons will be made, and through which what government want to swap their current black currency, that will not happening, because they have a wonderful buffer zone created by those, and they have a wonderful relation with the bankers, and they save their money and they made their black money to white money. So at the end of the day, the suffering people is the marginal people, poor people, and this will be the one of the major issue in 2016. At the end of the 2016, many article wrote in the many newspaper, many journal focusing on this on this agenda. So don't worry, this all will be happening. There is some pros and cons on any decision. What benefit for India? Yeah, benefit is many. That uh, they we can contain terror financing. B contains, as we know, many established institutions issued counterfeited currency. B contain many extremist group, many insurgent group. They have a terror financing, and they've done something bad for the internal security, and they contained through the process of containing their financial process, because the currency were nullified. Okay. And other thing is, we have a formalization of economy. Formalization of economy means currency coming into market when our currency goes to bank. Okay. And bank, we take our currency through the bank, and these all money are white, and those are coming into operation of our market, and those are directly benefited to our GDP. So this is the, it means formalization of economy. Second is our tax based is increased, because more people going to feel their GST. Okay. Because just after 6 months GST were introduced. Hmm? Financial inclusion. Financial inclusion mean we have a UPI through which I we can send our money in a minute, in a second, and this will happening just because of demonetization. Okay. And what is something important that, yes, one thing is also important. Banking system have a more strengthening just after demonetization, because they have a more money, their capital receipt were going to be increased, and they provide more loan to the poor, the farmers and the needy people who want to excel in their in their in their ways. Okay. So these are the feature of the demonetizations. And yeah, there is just something that I want to put that one problem is that uh, 2000 note stockpiling going to be increased, and this may create a depositional problem in our economy. So government must be considered taking into account and going to be swap the 2000 note as soon as possible, so the all thing going to be clear. Okay. And another problem is MSME sector. Mm, MSME sector going is a conflicting in today period. They faced a lot of burden after demonetization, after GST. So, and uh, through our ministries also focusing more on those, but on the ground and the grassroots level there is some severity. So focus of the government must be comprehensive in nature. So these are the point. Thank you to listening me guys, and कल मिलते हैं, और होप कि आपको इस ये आर्टिकल अच्छा लगा होगा, एंड ज्वाइन एवरी डे टू मी एट 9 AM. थैंक्स टू वाचिंग मी. लव यू गाइस. जय हिंद.